Whatever. That wasn't recording anyways. Did I not push the button? No, that's bothering me. Yeah, right? Feels good. Let sink it in. Sink it in. It's always this way. It's never better. It's always worse. This is a good one. Oh, here's a good time to say, come to Unpoetry, because it's fun. I lead on poetry, so it's this all the time. Red shoes. He had seen arc of being, but also was understanding that the sureness of skull was also the ontological formation of the whispering 4-month cycle. The glass eye premiere sawed off binoculars about feedback wiring, about writing is wiring, gig this ambiguous, passion books of words about giving this much, shake down, submit to the show of the wires, writers, but it ain't the dream that people used to get. See, the dreams you aimed for, what you always wanted are on the shelves, what you always wanted are the generic brand, but we ain't selling you. We ain't telling you, the ones who own the keys to the store they all let in, that it's the same dream, but it ain't, and it's got everything and nothing to do with money. But the thought of cash turned him sick, so he figured given his soul was pressure of ribs, of stalactites, of humblings. Around the ancient fountains once seen, his odds now renamed into something movable, but they are still sheer dominating proof that there is underbelly somewhere, as long as you dig deep enough with enough swell to take to ache. Out here in the great no more longer open of that long, long desert, they do like heavily all the water of you are is a vote of heated teeth, of breach of used to be, even if a name all round creaking, you can have it down, carry down, eager actions, the feel of being badgered, adger, louder, so much louder, flooded beats, a tall, tired, shining stint burrowing in your guts, miles and miles of the one pink neon, slime that oozes, that earns, that gurns, that fibers and strip teases, atomics and terribles, influence later and every need to indulge what it could be. We can both unlisten to same records, an enigma, almost satisfying sound, old evolution of the weirdness is not going back branded, decision is pink of manifestation of you, always averse misperception of the true is a surreal template, misguided need for more common thread, moss darling I need you, Turing wave pattern, self-organized the way of all flesh, fossilized postures of abandon within the subquantum medium, the heavy wood table, tea leaves, smoke bowl, third-rate romance, surrender into the vases of milk, electric and gravity, always particles core that looks through the Delphic rituals of fizzing, displacement, oscillate radially, velocity, extermination patter, the pace of yourself is pulsation of particle, much later is always, and much later is witnessing, much later is the invention of the nucleus of step down into vases of milk that spontaneously shoot out Los ontus et stiovet ipt comnept omnu rustitsu fiat rue fotrat room. Greg Bem, everybody, gave me a list of nonsense words for every day I've been alive on Earth. So, batten down the hatches. We're going to be here for a while. Uptis pameg tel snoopni nesip suorit ninduleru toner zirt ning arias munaf rita abimi bidichi seracho ruresi buladuk. Okay, I'm tired of that. It's too many words. Dish and spoon, dish and spoon, dish and spoon, long spoon, tall spoon, arc of eons, the kinder by view acting, stage name God, the push from 2 to 3 resonates, a radio of sewer fire, the jobs of frequencies, the nuclear cow represents, goes boom, 3 to 4 questions, 3 to 4 oceans. Imagine yourself in 8 stomachs branchings and flood-gutted stood, sway joint waves, golden cross of kissing pentagos, no fences except eternal prairie trends to momentum, frozen and reheated, dead skin listened at the times of the burning species. Imagine yourself as one, and that is the herd of God grazing. I throw into the ocean. When the cow moves, the world goes kaboom, untethered, no representation, order the nuclear cow represent, scrapyard mouth grating, monk's tremendous impact, the bulldog, the reclined sofa, the repetition of sureness, of yesness, only this forever time. You are in its fullness at the moment so far away. You are at this very moment, rarely basked for flooding. You are yes, you are for sure. You are yes, yes, for sure. For rung bowl, robe bowl, thing real, synonym for the time my love is distant, man. When self finds one looking from up the teething, then the bottom is less so and represent the downward in the scalpel of in any empty space they can find. How holy Xenon star, 500 miles inland, more times than not. The last door on this stretch I see absence more than nothing. You called it digging too deep. Meaning without meanings passed out on the steps. Huddle generative ablation they couldn't have, then couldn't dream. He could feel it all over. Lord of monument or else just goof. You statin, it was all processed food. His tits were famine, and his cock was pestilence, and there, meeting mouths where the remainder of all God had left to give, almighty flesh wrapped in megalonic smog, leash dogma of broken neural oasis, this wood-row knot of his chironal uterus, the pallbearer 15-headed cog that carried to term the chapel-spaced river and grandized judge, though into the altar of monitor weaning, melted heaps, colonizer love, darken arches of the telephone ring, and it keeps doing that. The herd ringing like it don't give a damn, cursing, let her curve, cows singing late at night when all shoulder be asleep. They were dreams talking when they realized how alive they were. Togetherness didn't guarantee life, but into a U-bit collision, nothing and separately and going away did guarantee life, and how that aliveness didn't grow into a single love, but chose to love two others, another road that didn't. These were synonymous, the two loves that shared the same depths of death in his ideas. Any days went on like this until both of them got so real they couldn't ignore it. You and me, babe, had about it. This is the business of a history of bad men. Beset empire, you're to express the angles of heart. Burns before impact on a region, pieces of fragment searching. Oh, I think I'm past time, everybody. How long do we get? That really seems enough. Thanks. Oh, so much detritus.
Thank you so much, Eric, for gracing the room with your energy. I feel so much better now. I mean, thank you so much. And like you said, like life really has been feeling like one big slime that oozes and oozes and oozes. So like it doesn't have to be grand. Let's just hang out, right? Let's just hang out. Yeah. So I am again very excited to introduce y'all to our next reader. And I think when I say that some of us are really excited because Chingy prescribed us like it's Quentin Baker I'm talking about, Quentin's book, and we've all been fans. So Quentin Baker is a poet, educator, and Cave Canem Fellow. Their current focus is Black interiority and the afterlife of slavery. Quentin grew up on North Beacon Hill. It's where they nursed their love for reading. In one of their interviews, Quentin said that they were in the library all the time, that they think that those librarians got tired of them, which I don't believe so. But their work has appeared in the Offing, Jubilant, Vinyl, The Rumpus, and elsewhere. They are a two-time Pushcart Prize nominee and the recipient of the 2018 Arts Innovator Award from Artists Trust. They were a 2019 Robert Rauschenberg Artist in Residence and a 2021 NEA Fellow. They are the author of We Pilot the Blood from The Third Thing in 2021 and Ballast from Haymarket Books 2023. So let us all welcome Quentin Baker.
Hi. I'm happy to be here. Can you tell? This is just me. I wasn't good at poker. My face was good at poker. And people are like, "Oh, I bet you have a good poker face." I don't think people know that you don't play poker with your face. You play it with math. Neither I nor my face are good at math. Um, but it's an honor to be here. And it is always a gift to read. I'm going to read from from my book, Ballast, which came out last April. It's almost a year old. uh, not really. Like, I don't like when people say that. Not to be shady. Cause I'm like, honestly, I started writing this shit like 10 years ago. So to me, this book is, I'm like, I actually need you to get out my house soon. Like, do the dishes more or something. But this book is essentially, it deals with a slave revolt aboard a ship called the Creole. And it's looking at black interiority and survival under constraint. And I might read things in multiple directions. I never know what happens, but the poems in the second section can be read omnidirectionally. So every break in us is a treatise on the perfect, fragile design of being kept. The sail, tobacco leaf, night language of waves, tongues as parcel. Bless the island, bless the dim hum of unslaved, bless each blade we buried in a deserving belly. We are cargo born, ballast heavy with asking, and then what? And then what? Heavy with asking, we are cargo born, ballast. Bless each blade we buried in a deserving belly. Bless the island, bless the dim hum of unslave, of waves, tongues as parcel. Kept the sail, tobacco leaf, night language on the perfect, fragile design of being. Every break in us is a treatise. And then what? Biometric terror of release and opening up to like hands in a boundless era of adrenal misfire. Kin gathered within panorama of noose. Our love is forward-looking calisthenics, thoracic ethos, jagged enough to decrypt the wave at its crest, jagged enough to unhitch the ocean from its gangrenous wagon to loosen one impossible hull with our impossible breath. Brave to tunnel overboard, dig directly into ocean, body is spade, brave to stay in the hold's collisionist jaw, stomach vectored flesh swallowed to map the dimensions of the throat. Every back hoarded by wave is archival. Every limb we press to shore is Athenaeum in shadow. The breach met and endured, shaped with an unknowable lathe. Imagine lending this much to the earth. And then what? We live, burst from hold chrysalis, our names aerosoled as virus. How wide and supple a back must be to rehome every bullet that finds us. Sick birth, grotesque conception, humans transmuted to roach mule, families diffused like cornflower. We swallow black and come out black, immunized, a deified herd immunity, kiss in viral confinement, suck the venom from out soft, shining wave. We make the ocean ours, cartographical felons, a fugitive blurring of border and stratum. Suck the venom from out soft, shining wave, kiss in viral confinement. We make the ocean ours, cartographical felons. We swallow black and come out black, immunized, a deified herd immunity, a fugitive blurring of border and stratum, family diffused like cornflower, humans transmuted to roach mule, sick birth, grotesque conception to rehome every bullet that finds us. How wide and supple a back must be, our names aerosoled as virus, burst from hold chrysalis. We live, and then what? Right, I'm slide this in my pocket from there. Helps to have a jacket with a bunch of pockets. Which pocket do I want to put it in? I can put it in this one, I can put it in that one. Can't see them, but I got some here too, right there. I'm gonna put it in this one. It's been your 2024 pocket update. I'm gonna read new poems too because I love terror. One of these I wrote literally today at 2 a.m. I would wait on that level of excitement because there's a reason why people don't do this. It's a poor choice. It shows poor judgment, perhaps a lack of impulse control. The manuscript that I'm working on now is about monstrousness, specifically the intersection of monstrousness, blackness, queerness, what it's like to love in a monstrous body, to live in a body that's considered to be a vector for terror. Vishakanya, a self-killing as aspiration, a half murder of myself, to cleave my blood into blood and venom, hollow the heart to make a pot for toxicum, fashion all of my loss into an arrow. I am an open wound in the dirt waiting for flesh, a grave in the vulgar language of constancy. But the faithful and I do not speak the same tongue. I cannot be held in galleries. My head rolls and then sprouts into oleander, feverishly examined for indications of animalism. Come lay your poison body down in mine, in me, in this type of home I have become. I cannot offer you the bright earth you deserve or the cold sea free of prow and mast. All I can promise is that I will kneel to your longing. I will worship when it is time to worship. I will burn when it is time to burn, and my blood will collapse the throat of the devil that finally runs us down. Within, without. Who knew one body could carry so many beasts in it? Disparate, disassembling, the variously clawed walls in me suggest menagerie. Multitudinous inhabitants, none likely to be described as Adamic in postmortem. Pigment prone to plunder and disease, scything summoned by the sway in the hips. The gulf between tone and tenor and what's between the thighs requires culling. A quiet killing, a calling from the long-studied profane. Defilement sans chance for redemption gets excised stoically with the agential hand of the ordained. In contrast to my cheekbones and my honed, taut frame, the cedar swamp drips from me with each step, moldering the marbled white stone. In the halls, my feral beauty would best serve. Thus, I am useless as a paraded thing, as hard-won garland, because as long as I draw breath, I will contaminate all that I touch with where I am from. I think I have two more, if that's all right with you. Undergore. Royal as we are to the dirt, you and I, the earth yields to us. Parts in deep bow to our stride, we strip to nothing but our shame, close enough to taste the seawater in each other. Who orders us? Why do we ever leave? Which stratum is the swallower, stone catafalque for our worn synovial joints? The absolute wreck of what remains when desire is a threat. What tabernacle could be built from such pallid residue? And yet we bloom. Lance from our networked tunnels into a colorless world, breach the spectrum with terror, yes, with a jaggedness that alarms, yes. Our chromatic insurrection bullies the dark in private. Under skirts and pleats, we keep our color to ourselves to live some type of unlife in a muted box that delights whoever is craven enough for ownership. We love in a wardrobe of traveled blood. Damage drapes the edges. Any exit is gore crushed. The light occluded, scarred into scarlet. Yeah, one more. Excellence. This sick and soured edge, dredged in my own spillage, held against my neck in ceremony, as if a specific death should be lauded as a privilege. I refuse to be poisoned by my own phenomenal and envenomed blood. Don't you see? To perform well when these devils set the standards is to condemn my beloveds, to lend legitimacy to the dearth of space and care within the human configuration. And I am of the cold earth. I am also of the silt-bottom river that caskets cavalier settlers. I am also of the unbothered stars that do not respond to inquiry. I am the snarl and warning, the blur of threat and promise, the fang as it nestles arterial. I lovingly keep my speech in a register that terrifies. I, many-hearted, we name each other animal. We beast together, never to separate, a whirlwind of good rage to bruise a day, damage a week in memory. How many spikes get lush from my gashed throat, done up only to get left unaltered? Escape is mapped into my breath. My cackling blackens the hills. Thank you.
Thank you, Quentin. Thank you so much. Before we take a break, I think Chingy is gonna come to the stage and say something.
Thank you, Eric and Quentin, so much for sharing your work with us. I'm going to be sharing after the break, and I like to take the opportunity, because of the space that we're in this community, to do audience chorus. So I just wanted to tell you that I'll be passing around, maybe with some help, pieces of text, and so that's what it's for, and it's an invitation, and thank you.
Also, feel free to grab a drink or stretch your legs, run around. It's fine.
Dress me up in women's clothes. everyone. We are going to start reconvening. I am Farron Connectal. I am also part of Gamut. I am a second year at University of Washington Bothel's UW Creative Writing and Poetics program. And it is my pleasure to announce and introduce Ching Chen. Descended from ocean dwellers, Ching Chen is a genderqueer Chinese-American writer, community organizer, and teacher. They are author of Heart's Traffic, a novel in poems, and Recombatant, as well as chapbooks to make Black Paper Sing, and Kundiman for Kin, information retrieval for monsters. Chingy is co-editor of The Revolution Starts at Home, Confronting Intimate Violence Within Activist Communities, and currently a core member of the Massage Parlor Outreach Project. They are also a Kelsey Street Press Collective member and Arley Press editor. They have received fellowships from Kundiman, Lambda, Watering Hole, Cancerat, Imagining America, Jack Straw Cultural Center, and the Intercultural Leadership Institute, as well as the Judith A. Markovitz Award for Exceptional New LGBTQ Writers. They are currently collaborating with Casimira and others on Breathing in a Time of Disaster, a performance, installation, and speculative writing project, an environmental writing project exploring breath through meditation, health, and environmental justice. They are on the governing Council of Cultural Space Agency, on the board of Seattle City of Literature, and co-chair of Kundiman's Pacific Northwest chapter. They teach in the School of Interdisciplinary Arts and Sciences in the MFA program, which is how I came to know them and admire them, and serve as the writer-in-residence at Hugo House and poet laureate of the city of Redmond. They also asked me to highlight reorientingreads.com, a new editorial collective focusing on Asian American diasporic trans, non-binary voices, and also the gender expansive. I'm so happy to be here. I'm sorry. I usually knock this stuff out of the park, and I don't know what happened. I'm really excited. It's the first time this year that I've gotten to be among so many accomplished artists, and I'm getting a little emotional. So, all right, all of that aside, here's Chingy.
Thank you, Farron. It's definitely not easy being up here, I will say. There's a lot of you out there, which is great. And I love all the energy, and I think you all organizing the event are doing a fantastic job, so thank you. Can you see me? Okay, awesome. So thank you everyone for being here. As I mentioned, I have been actually working on this project that has a breath chorus where folks breathe with me, and I think I did that last time I was in the space. But I also have been working with this idea of chorus, an audience chorus for a long time. And one of my major teachers is the theater artist and writer Sharon Bridgeforth, who does like a lot of audience conduction and audience participation. So I really wanted, and I'm also really inspired by visual art, and I oftentimes will write to visual art. And because of the space that we're in is just a space that, really honors collaboration across the arts, a space that is really where there's a lot of visual art present. I really wanted to play with the audience and the audience chorus, as well as show you this. I actually revisited this piece. It's a collaboration that I did amongst different artists, and so I chose to revisit it. And so thank you for playing along with me. And if you didn't get a piece of paper, I think Nor still has some, and can give you a little bit of text. Oh, I think Carson needs one. Okay, so so the larger project right now is called Emergency Mutations. I'll read one piece, and then I'll invite folks to participate in different ways. And thank you, Timothy. Okay. Emergency mutations. The answer is heat. Because you know this night full of fish, this last night milk, roast 2 potatoes, taunt the bottle fly with sugar and glass. Because last night, because the cloth cut, to clamp, silt, retreat, the surface of fantasy turn from the face in front of you. Organs have their own intelligence, she says. What information is the body trying to gift you? I cannot sustain reading. I cannot make or break things. My skin sticks to my ribs. The ribs jump through to the next condensed glass. Let's sit here these hours, our breath swimming, our story sand-stained. Here, 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 the heat breaks. I'll read it in case you can't see it. Emergency, emergency, a chorus of surfaces, a chorus of textures, a chorus of murmurs. So the text is by me, what's in your hand, and the visuals are by Chelsea Waite. And I hope that it will be performed by you, the emergency chorus. And, okay. Dear audience, thank you for being part of the emergency chorus. You have been given a phrase of text with a number. When your number is displayed on the screen, please perform your text and bring the words by offering the words into the room. Okay, thank you. So, thank you so much. That was really cool to hear your voices in the room. I have done this before, but it changes every time based on who's in the room and how many of the text gets out. And so that was really cool to hear in your voices reflected back. So we're gonna mutate and we're gonna do it again, and I'm gonna collaborate with you by reading text also. Okay. Emergency reassembled. So the text is performed by audience chorus and me. Dear audience, for this segment of the performance, please whisper the words on your slip of paper when cued by the projected numbers until I ask you to stop, or you can listen to the room and kind of hear. To clamp, silt, retreat. You wonder if the body knows how to construct its granaries and wide fields. The answer is heat. This night full of fish, this last night milk. Because the cloth cut, taunt the bottle fly with sugar and glass. I am surprised at what the body replies. Flare, rash, gut. I cannot sustain reading. I cannot make or break things. My skin sticks to my ribs. The ribs jump through to the next condensed glass. Let's sit here these hours. Organs have their own intelligence, she says. What information is the body trying to gift you? The desert also breeds the living. The winter also makes night. Lizard River, Raspy Pond. Our breath swimming, our story sand-stained. I don't know much beyond what I can touch in the surface. Below, the fish come again, and I pretend not to have vision, not to have dream. The flat line smooth under fingers, a harmony which can't be sung between teeth. Emergency repeated. So this is the last piece, and I will read it. And thank you all for your choral participation. Emergency repeated. A harmony which can't be. Below, the answer, a throat of moon glass. Also makes night. After the flash, all the branches. And what if the answers, your mouth, pretend not, sky? You wonder smooth under fingers, sung. What answer, flare, rash below surface? What answer makes silt, a harmony? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Timothy, as well, for being my slide projector.
Thank you so much, Shinging. I'm now going to announce Amy Hirayama. Amy Hirayama is a mixed-race Japanese and white writer and educator from Seattle. She teaches through writers in schools and the events and residency coordinator at Clarion West. She is an excellent community facilitator and collaborator. And I just want to also personally thank her for how much help she has been today. Amy's work includes her prophecies of cake and Haribo tree. Her work has appeared in the Yellow Belt magazine issue 1 and Straight Up magazine issue 6. Visit Amy's website at amyhirayama.wixsite.com to purchase any of these chapbooks. We also have these chapbooks. We also have books here. Corey said, I was supposed to say it last time. Books, please get these. I'm going to get out every single one of these and see if I can claim it on my taxes, but if not, I'm still going to read them. I am so excited. Oh boy. Thank you so much. Follow Amy on Instagram at Hirayama.amy.
Yellow Boat Magazine is a zine that I made with my karate dojo. I've been doing a lot of collaborative writing. Thank you so much, Farron, for that lovely introduction. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. I like directions, and I like following directions. And so the themes for tonight were body, art, and community. So I was like, okay, find something for each of those categories, and then read them, follow the directions. So community, I've been writing a lot in collaboration with people, which has been a surprising and delightful experience. So I'm going to read you a couple of little pieces from this chapbook project that I'm working on with Sky O'Brien, who is currently in Australia, but who was in the MFA program in my cohort. I'm going to read a little section from two different chapbooks. The first chapbook is called Her Prophecies of Cake, which is over there. It's really cute. 1. The thin paper liners are all that's left between us and the oven, between us and the sun. People battered, filled with custard, left out in the sun, we bake our battered bodies. Cake pops, sticky sticks, and melted frosting at our feet, burnt feet and feelers from the wasps. Battered people run for cover from the sun, from the wasps. On stick legs made of paper, paper liners on our heads to protect us from the sun. What a terrible birthday party. All that's left when the wasps are done are resentment, guilt, and love. This is from another chapbook that is almost done. It is called The Holy Feast of Innovation, number 5. So this is like community, but also body. There's something sensuous about knees. To be uber specific, profane even, to rehash a hookup. Remember that day on the edge of the abyss when we knelt in holy worship on a bed of creamed spinach? You said, "Talk to me honestly." And I whispered, "Kick off your Sunday shoes." Before we twisted ourselves into garlic knots and nearly drowned, we were so wet. It was an impressionistically graphic road trip. It was summer. The clouds looked like flowers. I've been, in the MFA program, I wrote prose. I did a lot of poetry, but I wrote prose as my big project, and I haven't written prose in a while, but I'm starting to get back into it, and I'm very excited. So I have 2 little mini prose stories. This is also body. This is called Actually, I'm Seaweed. When I told my husband that, actually, I'm seaweed, he said, "Huh. I can see that," and went back to scraping his fork across the plate. He had no questions. I wasn't asking for a cinematic reaction, just a little curiosity. It would have been nice if he'd said, "What do you mean you're actually seaweed? You don't look like seaweed, except for your hair, which has always been that brown kelp color. And now that I think about it, the first time we kissed, I thought you tasted salty." And I would have said, "That's brine. I'm brined." And he would have laughed and said, "Oh my God, this is crazy. So all those times when we were at the beach and those little crabs found their way onto our blanket, it's because I'm seaweed. They thought I was a snack. And what about that time when we were hiking on the bluff and that eagle kept dive bombing you like it wanted to carry you away? They use seaweed in their nests." So it wasn't just my imagination that one sushi chef seemed kind of obsessed with you every time we went for omakase. I'm really good seaweed. It would have been nice to explain why I'm so good at cooking fish and why my skin gets leathery in the cold, dry winter and why I can eat so much salt without raising my blood pressure. Instead, he said, "It's not important. I love you no matter what." Parallel meals. The day my husband started to look like me was the same day he stopped eating my food. At 13 years, he decided it wasn't to his taste. Oh, after 13 years, not after. After 13 years, he decided it wasn't to his taste. I was surprised because we cooked the same food on his schedule. Monday, fish. Tuesday, spaghetti. Wednesday, teriyaki chicken. Thursdays, omelets. Fridays, stew. Saturdays, leftover stew. Sundays, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, every time I cooked, he made a parallel meal. Same recipes, same ingredients, different cooks. His hair got longer, and it went from the color of wheat bread to the color of black and white sesame seeds mixed in a bowl. The angle of his jaw softened, and his mouth got smaller and more pink. It was also the same day the girls started to look like my husband. Their eyes faded from black to blue, and they grew little beards. They stopped eating my food, too. Eventually, there were 2 of me in my size and 2 of my husband in children's sizes, and I stopped cooking altogether. I stopped coming to the dinner table because my husband said everything I was going to say, and the girls always got food in their beards, which was disgusting. On the day I left, they were eating spaghetti. I watched them from the window, and I thought, what a happy little family. Emily Mundy, who is hosting the poetry seance here tomorrow, which is another amazing poetry event if you can't get enough poetry, reminded me about this poem, and I want to read it. I forgot about it. Tiger. Body still? I don't know. I lost track. Tiger. Has anyone seen the tiger at the Woodland Park Zoo? What? No. Whoa, okay. Okay, the tiger at the Woodland Park Zoo, I grew up here, and the tiger in the Woodland Park Zoo when I was growing up was in this totally stone enclosure and would walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then they built this larger, beautiful bamboo enclosure, and now she walks in a circle. Circle, circle, circle. And you know what tomorrow is? Another view of the beautiful bamboo and gratitude. Because it could be like before when all you passed were gray rocks and faces. Now there's the beautiful bamboo and faces and fresh meat every day and more room for pacing, a whole jungle miniaturized for the city. And tomorrow, you know that there will be another view of beautiful bamboo and soft grass so green all year round and fresh meat tossed over the fence and more room for pacing than you ever had before. Gratitude. Now, there's a stream passing through the jungle, miniaturized for the city, and bamboo, so beautiful, green, stalks, leaves, something to peer between to see the faces. Tomorrow, though, will be as you expected. There will be a view of faces. They will be so excited to see you. You see them at the fence or pressed against the glass. How happy they are that you are here, as they had hoped, as expected. Leaves. There are enough of them to hide you, or there would be if your hide were a little less orange. Around the jungle again, around the jungle. When you pace yourself, you still reach the beginning, which is the end, and you go around again. Going around again is so much better than going back and forth. And going around the jungle, miniaturized for the city, is so much better than going back and forth on gray rocks. Tomorrow, around again. Tomorrow, fresh gratitude and faces tossing happiness over the fence. It might be different tomorrow. It might be cloudy. That leaf on that one bamboo might finally fall off. There might be a bumblebee floating down the river, miniaturized for the city. That's different. The faces might be under umbrellas. Rain is different. And after days and days of rain, sun is different. When you pace faster, you get to the end sooner than when you pace slowly. Start again. Run again around the jungle. Again. Face the meat, the freshness of a new day with gratitude. Tomorrow, you know, there will be fresh faces, meat, and bamboo. Okay, this is body. Body, body, body. Literal, literal, literal body. Self-esteem poem, part 1. I hate my body. That's right. I know what I said. This is a poem, so nothing is an accident. I hate my body, and here is why. Do you know what this thing could do? Probably not, because when you look at this body, you can't know, you can only guess, wildly. I can tell you that this body could, and I trained this body too, and 7 times this body completed, and it was only a few years ago that this body, and with no more than the power of this body, and oh, the distances, oh, the speeds, oh, the heights, the depths, the lengths this body went to. I can tell you all my body's exploits, but you'd believe me if I told you I was lying. Unbelievable body. I hate my body's honesty, going around telling everyone, yeah, she can't do any of that anymore. I hate my body, but I'm not allowed to hate my body. Good Lord, can I just hate my body for a minute? Self-esteem poem, part 2. Now watch this. Watch what I can do with some lies. At least I have a body. Some people don't even have a body. Some people are dead, just old meat or a pile of ashes, or not even a pile, just motes. At least I am incarnate. Some people are just spirits, untethered energy, just wisps at the will of the wind. So I love my body. It's so amazing. It's so beautiful. It's so special. I'm so grateful. I'm so present. I'm so mindful. I'm so bodyful of mind. I'm so hip because I have hips, which is pretty great, actually. I can move my hips independently from the rest of my torso, and that's my favorite way to dance. Swivel hips, twist them round the axis of my spine, Argentinian tango-like, and I can tell you with authority, it does not take 2 to tango. Tip hips to the left, to the right, rock the bone bowl, spill jelly beans all over the dance floor, the full Ricky Martin around the world, and maybe you don't know who that is, so I'll just tell you he is sexy as fuck. And my hips can do what his hips do, so, you know. Isn't that great? I lie and lie and lie till I've lied my way into the truth. I lie until I am a stone cold fox. All right, I have one more. This is in Cam News, which is over here on the table, which is a special edition of love, poetry, and other delights. So pick one, and some sexy advice from Timothy. So, you know, helpful. Maybe breakfast. I want there to be occasion for me to make you breakfast. I have the menu planned, dishes I invented just for you. Scallion pancake, flaky layers with onion pickles, skimmed red orange across the top, then drizzled with hot honey. Hot honey is not just honey that is hot. It's honey with slivers of red chili, seeds too, that I slid into its sweetness, then boiled clear and gold. Baby rice balls, rendered bacon, crisp bits and sweet grains pressed between my palms, tender marbles, poppable, just the size to hold up to your mouth. Orange tea steeped with seaweed. Did you know that citrus loves the ocean? And a brand new fruit I cultivated. Pitless plums, so sweet and so cold, which I'm saving just for you should there ever be occasion for me to make you breakfast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy. We are going to have another quick 10-minute break, and then we will have a short Q&A. Please check out these books for sale.
but you know it was a sin. Now you're breaking my broken heart again. I thought that your love was mine, I found it just a limb. Now you're breaking my broken heart again. You broke each vow you made me, I forgive you, dear, and then you made and broke them over and over again. If we can't be sweethearts, darling, say we'll still be friends, for you're breaking my broken heart again. Yes, sir. Dear, the way you broke my heart, you knew it was a sin. Now you're breaking my broken heart again. I thought that your love was mine, I found it just a limb. Now you're breaking my broken heart again. You broke each vow you made me, I forgive you, dear, and then
Sorry, hi everyone. We have snacks and sparkling water. Feel free to come grab some. Yeah.
Sweethearts, darling, say we'll still be friends, for you're breaking my broken heart again.
Rifle, belts, and bayonet, that's all this poor soldier gets. We're just $75 a month cadet. Well, it's fall out quick, police up the ground. Pick up everything and ain't nailed down with rifle, belts, and bayonet. Just get up early every morning. You have to line up just to show you're born. Ain't missed a day in this man's army yet. Well, it's falling quick, don't you be late. Hurry up, Joe, so you can wait with the rifle, belt, and bayonet. It's a happy day for GI guys. That's the day when the eagle flies. We line up our measly pay to get. Well, the captain counts out every penny. The guard stands by so you don't pocket any with the rifle, belt, and the bayonet. Be careful when you go to town. Lots of bad gals are hanging round. Tenors, blondes, redheads, and brunettes. So that when you start to rock and reel, some of those gals would even steal your rifle, belt, and your bayonet. Well, our mess sergeant, he's a wow. He's a wow when it comes to chow. Cooking up chicken or cooking up crepe Suzette. Well, they gave one of those to this chow hound. Dug in my fork and there I found my rifle, belt, and bayonet. G.I. Joe at his wedding ball. The wedding march was a bugle call. A 2-day fast was all this Joe could get. Well, he got excited and lost his head. Scared his bride when he jumped in the bed with the rifle, belt, and a bayonet. They had a year of wedded joy. The doctor brought a baby boy. Baby was a beauty, bride and pet. They both fainted on the floor when they saw saw that the young un wore a rifle belt and a bayonet.
In the soft the hour when intelligent your hand winning you again that is too soft meeting in the moonlight you are there rising in the moonlight. Love is back. Being sad is not a crime. Won't you know that love is back? So put your little hand in mine. Love is back. First of all, words I'm still afraid to lose. Where do you go? Where I go already? Oh, go, no, no. It's where I go already. He ain't sad and not ugly. But you know that love is right. Put your little hand in in this song. Energy. We are away. Telling winning
We can just
intelligence in the end. It's winning.
All right, everybody, we are going to reconvene.
That is too soft.
Hello. It's been a wonderful evening. Yeah, we have snacks. Please eat the snacks. Right now, we're going to do a little Q&A. We always think that at these Gamut events that it's a great chance for us to all have a interface with our artists, learn a little bit more about the process, things like that. Do we want to call them up here? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would it be embarrassing for you to come up here and sit? Yeah, help yourself. Oh, just, well, okay. Perfect. Yes! So, just to get us warmed up, our first question here from all of us at Gamut, since one of our subjects for tonight's reading was poetry in the body, we would love to know, in whatever amount that you're comfortable with, where in the body do you think that your poetics live? We have hard pass.
I was talking to myself. No, someone else first.
I need to think about it. Anybody want to take it? I think this is a very hard question that we need to ponder.
Yeah, I don't. Mine is in my blood. for sure. Because I think about my poetics as a fulfillment of a blood debt. Given the history of my ancestors, it's extremely unlikely that I would be alive and here. So I think that that's where I feel it the most.
I think like solar plexus, kind of that, and maybe like stomach. Yeah, there's just like something that wants to come out from that area.
I think I would say my stomach and my throat. It really depends on what I'm doing, like what I'm working on. So, but good question.
Not pass. It seems like a cop out, but totally like all of me. Like I can feel in every fucking muscle and fiber of my being just thrumming around, you know?
Thank you for your insightful answers. Do we have any questions from the audience? Okay. Did everybody catch that?
My book has a preamble. Sorry, I was trying to say that in a way that didn't sound super sassy. Yeah, like I think that obviously a poem can and should live outside of contextualization. I try to, at a reading, I try to give like, because I know that I work in projects, I try to give at least some type of grounding just as like, to differentiate the reading from when you can, because yeah, if you encounter it in a journal or in a book that doesn't have a preamble, like my dumbass. But I think it's to me it's part of the embodiment of poetry is that when you're at a reading and you are the poet, you have an opportunity to offer more of the work as it relates to you, which is something you don't get to do often. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know, but I just see that as an opportunity.
I think I have a similar answer. I think that each, I guess, time the work is shared, for me, it really depends on the space, the context, and it's a different. For me, it's like a different animal each time, and so sometimes my work printed has a preamble, but sometimes I don't want to explain, and I am interested in how people come to either kinds of that contextualization or non-contextualization, and you probably can't tell from what I shared tonight, but oftentimes when I project something, I may not read it in the way that is expected, and for me, it's multi-directional. I'm trying to enter in different ways, so I think. So for me, the sharing is a conversation that is different depending on the medium.
If I'm very scared, then I just read because I can't think of anything to say. But I love going. It's so weird. So sometimes I love it when poets like explain things and kind of tell us about their poetics and what's going on with what they're writing. And sometimes it's really annoying. And I'm always kind of thinking about that line and just crossing my fingers that I'm on a good side of it. Because when it's like, now I'm going to read a poem that's about this tree I saw and it made me sad. I saw a tree. It made me. It's like okay, like that was unnecessary. So that's not really an answer.
I usually don't explain anything, really. Today I didn't really explain well. I explained the video because what I often have to explain is myself, not the work. Because sometimes I get trapped in my own little worlds. I'm like, oh, no one knows what the fuck poetry is. It's such a small existence, right? So then I have to explain that. But usually 9 times out of 10, I just go. I don't give a fuck. We just party.
Hell yeah. Do we have any more questions? Okay. Do I have a good mic etiquette? No.
I would love to hear you, Chingy, talk more about collaboration and what that like how you do a collaboration with someone, and if anyone else also collaborates with anyone, I would love to hear more about that.
I feel like all my answers are gonna be similar, but for me, I've done a lot of different kinds of collaborations. I think I do a lot of community work in different areas, and so I have to collaborate in those areas, and I think I bring that into my creative work. And sometimes it's collaborating, with an organization, for instance, and sometimes it's also just wanting to continue a conversation with somebody. So the visuals that you saw tonight, they're from a good friend of mine, visual artist and architect, Chelsea Waite. And for that, I think I wanted to be in conversation with her, and I wanted to do something with numbers, and we were just talking about what that could look like, and so that's how that came about. And what I didn't show you tonight was I also in the past had this collaboration with a musician, which was really beautiful, which did inform the work. But then she doesn't really do a lot of music anymore. So I haven't been showing it because I feel like that was like a very limited edition. A collaboration is one of those, like, you had to be there, and now maybe it's like put to rest.
I collaborate with a few people, with you, Amy, and everything. But I mean, usually, I guess unpoetry is a version of a collaboration, but I guess it all works the same. Usually I feel like I have to like my brain and my writing style is kind of like, a lot for me. So a lot of times I feel like I just have to like pour myself into another person's vessel, which is a weird way to say that, but that works. In terms of just like, as a writer, I just go as fast as possible, as many words as possible, get it all the fuck out of the page before anything leaves your head. And that's not how writers usually do it, who I worked with. So a lot of times I just have to pare myself down and learn how to work within these barriers. And that's, frustrating, but also kind of beautiful because it changes how the writing works. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I kind of wrote a book with the homie Paul Lava Ceballos and Christina Sharp in varying ways, and I think like there's a lot of collaboration I would like to do in the future. I would really love to write a collection with another person or multiple people without like authorship, like kind of like Moten and Harney did with Undercommons. I think that, like, for me, collaboration is like a way to get rid of the ego of art and like an opportunity to work with people who may have a similar, like a corresponding or echoing poetics, but might not write the same thing, you might not write the same way, but there's the same type of desire and passion to engage in a way, and then you can broaden each other and broaden your work. So I think that's like what appeals to me about collaboration.
for me, it's a cheesy answer, but the writing drastically changed when I got clean. So my writing got actually weirder and stranger and more far out, and the ideas got bigger and crazier, and the forms got weirder. So, I mean, since getting clean, the writing's gotten crazier, but also now I can actually visually see, like all the time, I can see my writing shifting, right? It goes between those kind of two realms of like way too many words on the page to like way pared down and really personal. So, I mean, that I can see that is a giant change. And then the fact that being clean, I can write more personally, like all the eyes came back to my poems, all the fact like just saying like, oh, I'm washing the dishes. Like that's a big deal for someone who hides so much, right? So just getting clean, you can see, I mean, that changed every fucking thing.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's been like a few moments, like sort of sea change moments. I think that like one was after my MFA program. I don't know, there's a way that you're taught things in MFA programs that you have to be like what success looks like. And to be successful, you have to have some type of broad appeal. So I think that my writing changed heavily when I realized that I was far more interested in obsession, and the writers that I loved didn't have wide appeal. They drilled down into whatever occupied them, and they got as far as they could in their, you know, sort of personal like tunnel into the unsayable, into the mysterious. So I think once I like kind of understood where my dissatisfaction was coming with my own work in terms of trying to appeal widely, whatever the fuck that means, and gave myself permission to become obsessed. That was like the biggest change.
I'll say I have really changed. Well, okay, I'm a rebellious writer, so I've definitely had teachers who have told me, you know, this is not a poem. So then I'm like, I'm gonna make a poem. so things like that have definitely changed my writing, because then I've set myself this impossible project to do this thing, but then I realized, oh, that's actually how I work with constraints. So what that means is that, and I think I try not to get too comfortable in my process. So I think if I notice that, oh, I'm kind of doing this thing repetitively, but I'm kind of staying in the same layer or level, then I'll try to do something to change it. And I'll say the pandemic was really challenging as a writer. I felt like I don't know what I'm doing, you know, I don't know why I'm writing. And actually this moment now is also very challenging. But what's actually helped is a few years ago, the poet Oliver Bendorf just emailed a few of us and it was like, hey, let's write, actually all my students know this, I make my students write hundreds. He was like, let's write hundreds, which is basically writing things that are 100 words. And then we wrote every day to each, like everybody picked a different day. And it was like, you know, you have Monday. And then the only rule was that we had to take like one thing from the person before. And it was really sweet. And then it ended. And then, but recently, Oliver was like, hey, do you want to do this again? And that literally has been like the thing that has been sustaining, because people are like, I can't write right now. It's really difficult. Like Oliver's been sending us like drawings, you know, like this is my day. But it does feel like we're, you know, kind of writing just like these little snippets of how we're having a really hard time writing. And so actually that was my question. I wanted to know, what kinds of communities have sustained you? What have been your touchstones for your writing?
I think the community that has formed around the Unpoetry series, and the way that over the past 3 years, two years this month, the way that community, like the circle in that community is kind of like growing, has been really important. I know not just for me, for a lot of other writers as well. And the MFA community, the Utah Bothell MFA community, is another community that I feel like has been amazing. And I love that it's like people from different years are connecting to each other. There's opportunities for people to kind of come together and share their work and celebrate each other.
Yeah, probably not as many touchstones as I should have. I stay in my house too much. I think I'm from here, but I left and I came back, and I left when I wasn't a writer, and when I came back, I was trying to be. And so I think I don't know, people like Jane Wong, and here, and Timothy, just like the art spaces, the weird ones, the good ones, not Hugo House, have been we're really welcoming and open and kind. The first place I read was here when I came back in 2000, what the fuck ever. And so yeah, Anastasia, Renee, those people who, a lot of them are no longer here because Seattle's an uninhabitable city. Really just, been the people that have held me down for years and years.
Amy took my answer, but to give a just from my perspective, I mean, the MFA community is great. What was it during the pandemic in the first years? One of the first years I was fucking not drinking, me and Ashley from my cohort and Reed from the cohort before me, we met every week to write. And that was super fun and productive, and just getting it all out, and once again seeing the mind shift. And yeah, as soon as I started on poetry, that shifted everything for me, because not only did when I was doing on poetry, you kind of put on the costume of being a host, of being an event organizer, of doing that, and just kind of having that as a super anxious person and as a person who would just basically socialize to drink. Once you take that all out and you have that one costume on, that changes everything, because then I feel more confident talking to people and reaching out to people. And the more people I reach out to, the more people, come through, and I get to meet all sorts of people. So a giant swath of, I think, Seattle's writing community actually keeps me going, because I hear all the poems more than I read all your poems. So sometimes when I read your books, I can hear it in your exact voice, which is very that's such a gift to get. So I mean, Unpoetry and the MFA community have been everything for me.
Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for all our... Woo! Yes, you can please go back. Thank you so much. Yes, you can please go back to your seats. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure again and again. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. You stayed with us from the start to the end. And I just want to do the closing remark. I want to thank Timothy for this space. It's a privilege to be here. I've been here severally, and I've loved all the events that I've been in, and all the people I've listened to. So I was so super stoked to be here, and to have all of you come into this space and share community and space with us. And thank you to my team, to our team, Gamut team. They've been with me, working through the process and getting things together. Thank you to Erica Costa for accepting our invitation, to Quentin Baker, to Jane Chen, and to Amy Ayarama. Appreciate it. I know all these folks, wonderful work. Please support their work, support their books. Come to this event, and Gamut is looking for collaboration. We're looking to, if you have collaboration events, projects, we'd like to work with you. And we're looking to also expand community beyond University of Washington, Bothell, and the Seattle community. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's it. What?
And a big round of applause for Corey for putting all of this together. She is a superhero.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. I just last thing, Emily Monday has an event right here tomorrow. Please come and support. There'll be poetry, there'll be music, and there'll be like conversations. And yeah, I heard great things. I'm gonna be here, so please come join us and please get them safe. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and we'll see you at the next event.
When you ain't home, I guess Michael Jackson was right. You are not alone. Rock your hard hat black as you in the terror dome. Full of hard niggas, large niggas, dice tumblers. Young teens in prison greens facing life numbers. Crack mothers, crack babies, and AIDS patients. Young bloods can't spell, but they can rock you a PlayStation. Snoop Math is whipping motherfuckers' ass. You wanna know how to rhyme, you better learn how to add. It's mathematics.
Mighty most def.
It's simple mathematics. Check it out. I'll revolve around science.
What are we talking about here? Mighty most def.
It's simple mathematics. Check it out. I'll revolve around science.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
Yo, it's one universal law, but two sides to every story. 3 strikes and you bitten for life. Mandatory. 4 MCs murdered in the last 4 years. I ain't trying to be the 5th when the millennium is here. Yo, it's 6 million ways to die from the 7 deadly thrills. 8-year-olds getting found with 9 mils. It's 10 p.m. where your C's at. What's the deal? They on the hill pumping krills to keep their bellies filled. Lighting the ass with heavy steel. Sights on the pretty shit in life. Young soldiers trying to earn their next strike. When the average minimum wage is $5.15, you best believe you gotta find a new grind to get cream. The white unemployment rate is nearly more than triple for black. So frontliners got their gun in your back. Bubble and crack, jewel theft and robbery to combat poverty and end up in the global jail economy. Stiffer stipulations attached to each sentence. Budget cutbacks but increased police presence. And even if you get out of prison, still living, join the other 5 million under state supervision. This is business. No faces, just lines and statistics from your phone, your zip code, the SSI digits. The system break man, channeling women in the figures. 2 columns for who is and who ain't niggas. Numbers is hard and real and they never have feelings, but you push too hard, even numbers got limits. Why did one straw break the camel's back? Here's the secret. The million other straws underneath it. It's all mathematics.
Mighty most def.
It's simple mathematics. Check it out. I'll revolve around science.
What are we talking about here? Mighty most def.
It's simple mathematics. Check it out. I'll revolve around science.
What are we talking about here?
Mathematics, mathematics, mathematics.
It's not the way you smile that touch my heart. It's not the way you kiss that tears me apart.
Empty arms and a broken promise, battered and wearied by life's cruel storm, alone and blue and God-forsaken. You left me here in sorrow with these aching empty arms. Once you told me that you loved me, and you took me straight to heaven when you thrilled me with your charms. But you only meant to use me. Now I'm blue and broken hearted with these aching empty arms. Empty arms and a blasted lifetime. Life's cruelest blows are given without warning or alarm. In my dreams, you're still my darling, but I wake with sobs of sorrow and these aching empty arms. Life is short and full of trouble, and your days of joy are blasted by life's quick and cruel storm. Then you're like a shipwrecked sailor. Not a thing in life is left except your aching empty arms.
Your wedding corsage is wilting. It's slowly dying away. Now it won't be good any longer, 'cause you didn't wear it today. I've kissed every petal as if it were you, and wished with each kiss you had just said I do. Your wedding corsage is wilting, 'cause you didn't wear it today. Corsage is wilting. I want to die with it too, 'cause I'll never live till tomorrow. Now if I can't spend it with you, the stems are all broken, just like my heart, and all of the flowers are falling apart. Your wedding corsage is wilting, while my heart is breaking in two.
Mama cooking dinner on an Earth Day. Sister in the kitchen looking thirsty. Brother with the love, we're trying to run it high. Focused on the voices that I hear inside. Fighting the gloom, the lightning, the doom. I can't tell time when my mind's consumed. I am not me when my fear balloons. I am not myself, I am some self else. And I never realize when I come to. Depression dripping in through the sunroof. Confessions from your kin that'll hunt you. Messages from friends that don't love you, love you. Perception tends to bend in the bubble. So who you reaching to when the truth gets in trouble? I minimize the view so I can see the whole puzzle. I never was confused that I'm uglier than you. Yeah, that's ugly, but it's true. Dismissed to my room on the regular. Black sheep missing social beats, so they scared of ya. Pisces with the tendencies of hysteria. Blame society for anxiety, then my mama speaks.
Did you realize your best investment is yourself? Don't you realize you just need a little help? Can't you see that you're blackening your mental health? Burning all your inner wealth, turning to nobody else.
That hit me hard like a brick sack. Easily she makes a fiction fact. Before I feel attacked, then back to the blackboard of my soul. Wash it clear, noticing the fear, hoping she can make it go away. Hey, hey, make it go away. Hey, hey. Papa in the kitchen on my birthday. Uncle talking loud with that wordplay. Cousin with the bottle on the underside. Lost all my thoughts, but at least I tried. Fighting the gloom, the lightning, the doom. I can't tell time when my mind's consumed. I am not me when my fear balloons. I am not myself, I am some self else. And I never feel the shine when it comes through. The essence in my mind starts to mildew. The pressure of the times in my rear view. Depression takes a while, but it feels you, feels you. Acceptance always hides behind a double. So who you reaching to when your lies become a puddle? I've been the silver spoon when my mind begins to muddle. He never left a bruise, and now I understand abuse. Yeah, that's ugly, but it's true. Climbed up to the roof on the regular. Flighty with the psyche, so they scared of ya. Crises in your light beam from hysteria. Blame society for anxiety, then my mother speaks.
Did you realize your best investment is yourself? Don't you realize you just need a little help? Can't you see that you're blackening your mental health? Burning all your inner wealth, turning to nobody else.
That hit me hard like a brick sack. Easily she makes a fiction fact. Before I feel attacked, then back to the blackboard of my soul. Wash it clear, noticing the fear, hoping she can make it go away. Hey, hey, yeah, make it go away. Hey, hey.
been telling you how sweet you are. I've been telling you how good you are. Now I want you to try to tell me how I look. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, please tell me how I look.
You look so good, fantastic man.
Since I came to know you, baby, I've been telling you how good you are. I've been telling you how sweet you are. I've been telling you how love you are. I've been telling you how nice you are. Now I want you to try to tell me how I look. Look at me, baby, look at me. Look at me, my girl, look at me. I want you to try to tell me how you feel about me, babe. I want you to try to tell me how I look. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, please tell me how I look.
You look so good, fantastic man.
shadows cast down through all eternity, the crying of humanity. 'Tis then when the hurdy-gurdy man comes singing songs of love. Then when the hurdy-gurdy man comes singing songs of love. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 sigh. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 hurdy-gurdy. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 sigh. Here comes a roly-poly man, he's singing songs of love. Roly-poly, 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 poly, he sang. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 he sang. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 he sang.
I don't worry whenever skies are gray above. I got a pocket full of rainbows and a heart full of love. Mr. Heartache, I found a way to make him leave. I got a pocket full of rainbows and a star up my sleeve. Kiss me extra tender. Hold me extra tight. For I'm saving your sweet lips for a lonely night. No more heartaches now that I found a love so true. I got a pocket full of rainbows and a heart full of love. Kiss me extra tender. Hold me extra tight. For I'm saving your sweet lips for a lonely night. No more heartaches now that I found a love so true. I've got a pocket full of rainbows and a heart full of love. Rainbows.
organization. The chaos.
My skin can never be no curse, no it can't. I wear it like a prom tuxedo and I wear my hair as if it's the sun, and each and every dread is a powerful light ray. I never wanted things to be in reverse, cause God makes ways for wise travelers. So my views of this world are ever growing. That's ever growing is the way one must view. A soul of conviction, unjustly convicted. Yeah. Happy TV commercials and biracial shows. The smell of reality, still burns my nose. Not content until it smells like a rose. Whether it's in style to keep the fight. I tread these waters and make my waves, yes I do. And I will fight until my dying day. Even after that, my ghost resides with pride. I'll always reside with pride. I'll continue to strive with pride. I'll always hug my pride.
Brothers and sisters, my name's Headliner from the family Arrested Development. Power to the people, y'all. The struggle for liberation of African people still continues. Never settle for our present oppressions. Freedom is our right, we demand that. Possessed with the spirits of the Black Panthers. The Move Organization, Nat Turner, Asada, David Walker.
Forward ever, backwards never. Day by day through trials I try. Always triumphant, never fail. We've come too far to turn back now. I won't turn back, I move. My blood is thicker than the waters of any flood. Yeah, yeah. Here I am facing the Almighty herself. If she approves, then I am saved. Clear of trouble is the path I pave for generations of children to walk and run. Whether it's in style to keep the fight, I tread the waters and make waves, God knows, and I will fight until my dying day. And even after that, my ghost resides with pride.
our right, and we demand that. Possessed with the spirits of the Black Panthers. Yeah, the Black Panthers. The Move organization, Montana, Asada, David Walker, yeah. Patrice Lumumba. Power to the people. The struggle for dignity still lives on in our minds.
A broader scope of music.
I like that.
Can you dig it?
By definition, it means a beehive of culture.
wanna be loved, don't wanna be hated. I wanna be friends, don't want all this fake shit. I tried all of that, I'm giving it back. I feel under pressure, I wanna relax. I wanna be messed up, don't wanna be jaded. I'm too mixed up, I'm too many colors. I'm too mixed up, I'm too many colors. Am I in love or just obsessed? I didn't start this gorgeous mess. I played this song like half to death, and everything's alright.
Don't hustle for love, 'cause it's gonna come to you. Don't hustle for love. Don't hustle for love, 'cause it's gonna come to you. So you better wait. Love is something down when it comes to you. So rather take a look and make a better choice. Have a good time and let yourself go. Better think of life and have a cool head. Don't hustle for love. Don't hustle for love, 'cause it's gonna come to you. Don't hustle for love. Don't hustle for love, 'cause it's gonna come to you. I thought I'd make a mind, I never knew. She's not the girl I have, so I better wait. And natural love is in love that people talk about. That makes them keep waiting, looking for the love. So don't hustle for love. Don't hustle for love, 'cause it's gonna come to you. Don't hustle for love. Don't hustle for love, 'cause it's gonna come to you. So you better wait. Love is something down when it comes to you. So rather take a look and make a better choice. Have a good time and let yourself go. Better think of life and have a cool head. I don't hustle for love. I don't hustle for love. I don't hustle for love, 'cause it's a natural thing. I don't hustle for love.
just a line or two. She said, listen, Daddy, your good gal's leaving you. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more. She left the gloom hanging round my front door. Now woke up this morning at 3:15. I just couldn't realize this could happen to me. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more. She left the gloom hanging round my front door. Now listen, pretty mama, you know you done me wrong. Didn't even give a warning till after you were gone. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more. You left the gloom hanging round my front door. Now someday you'll be sorry, your heart will ache with pain. You'd give $1 million to write this note again. That's all you wrote. That's all you wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more. You left the gloom hanging round my front door. Now listen, all you rounders who think your gal is true, don't ever be too certain, or you'll be singing too. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more. She left the gloom hanging round my front door. Whoever hears this ditty, if you want to hear some more, drop in another nickel and we will sing it o'er. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Didn't write no more. Didn't write no more. We hope the gloom's not hanging round your front door.
Are you gonna sing a song? Oh, come try it. We're all by ourselves. Come sing. Come on now. I feel so unsure.
Your hand and lead you to the dance floor. Music dies, something in your eyes calls to mind a silver screen. I don't know how this song goes. I'm never gonna dance again.
Guilty, I've got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. Wasted chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Oh, oh. never mend. Careless whispers of a good friend, and I hear mine. Ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the truth. It's all you'll find.
We're gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. No better than a cheated friend. Waste a chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you.
Happy now? Happy now. I'm gonna dim these lights. Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Maybe it's better this way. We'd hurt each other with the words we want to say. Could have been so good together. We could have made this last forever. But now who's gonna dance with me? Please stay. I'm never gonna dance again. What you need, I've got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. Should have been better than a teen friend. Wasted chance that I've been given. I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Now that's a goddamn song right there. What's that, baby?
So tired, baby.
I'm so tired, baby. Yeah, me too. That was enough singing for me. Okay.
Code 42 Insider offers an easy and effective way to protect your company's data from both malicious activity and...
Okay, here we go. Let's get out of here. Oh, boy.
This
I'm
isn't
ready to
even
go.
on anymore.
It is on. Hello? It's on. It's on. I'm ready to go. Let's start putting things away. Come on. She was black hair beauty with the big dark eyes. A point well her own, sitting way up high. Way up from and high. I passed the cornfields where the woods got heavy. Out in the back seat of my 60 Chevy. Working on mysteries without any clues. Working on the night moves. I need wireless mics. Working on the night moves. Ooh, in the summertime. Ooh, yeah. Sweet, 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 sweet summertime. We were just searching for some pie in the sky summit.